Was that similar to your experience in San Antonio as far as your role goes?
Yeah, well, it was, I would say, different. When I went there, when I went to visit the Spurs, thanks to their invitation, I had just 1 week, 10 days, and I really focused in watching Coach Popovich and his assistant. Obviously, Manu. I mean, I love Manu. He's been one of the best players I had and the best person that I coached in my career. But to watch Coach Popovich, the way he organized his staff, the way he organized practice was a great learning experience for sure. And I see a lot of things, a lot of this ability to manage people I see in Mike in these days, yes.
So you talked about working with Powell and Cooper. Are there any specific players that you work with maybe more than others? As far
No. Coach Ham and Coach Andy are taking a lot of their time in helping the players to improve. I just, when I see something for a player or maybe one of the young players they're shooting, or whatever, but I'm more focused on what we do as a team.
Well, two last questions. One, you have a lot of extensive coaching experience in Italy, Russia, and now the U.S. What can you compare and contrast different styles of players?
Interesting. Let me see. I would say in Russia, I found a world where the coach is like in college, let's say the pivotal person of the organization. This was at least in CSKA, where you as a head coach were involved in a lot of things, and especially in defining the future strategy of the club, and not only trying to win games or coach the team. And generally speaking, the atmosphere in the arena in Russia, obviously in a much smaller way, is much similar to the US. People come to the game, to enjoy the atmosphere. They are getting better and creating a little show around the game. In Italy and Spain, there is much more of a college atmosphere at the games, and sometimes when you go on the road, you really feel the pressure of the home court. And I would say that Spain is the most competitive league that we have in Spain, in Europe right now, national league. And I would say that the EuroLeague is a very, very interesting competition. EuroLeague, I rate personally EuroLeague after the NBA playoff, like the second best competition that you have in the world, because you have obviously the best European players, some great American players, and the excitement of the competition in every game is compared to a playoff game in the NBA. And then you have obviously this great level where I think that the ability of the player really mark an extremely big difference compared to all other leagues in the world, and where you as a coach must be extremely capable, I think, to use the little time you have to teach your players what you want from them. You need to do a lot of job preparing yourself to understand, I guess, what is the best possible system for your players to perform at their highest level. You need to be flexible, and you need to develop an ability of be synthetic, and to select what you really want to get to your players, because you don't have much time.
And coming from CSKA Moscow to now in Los Angeles, obviously there's a lot of differences with the weather.
Weather is.
What's that like going from there to here, where you're in Manhattan Beach?
I mean, you have no idea. I mean, the simple fact that you wake up in the sun, I would say 90% of your days, and you just wear a shirt or a sweater. I mean, you have no idea, believe me. But I just hope that even if better weather is important, but I really hope that results will be as good as we had in CSKA, and that we can have a great season here with the Lakers.
And lastly, Coach Brown was saying to us that I guess he was a little jealousy that you were able to get a better car than him. What's the story behind that?
Well, one of my greatest friends in sports is Stefano Domenicali, who is the team principal of Ferrari, the Ferrari race team, and he was so nice through the Ferrari and Maserati dealer here, to have me using a Maserati as long as I stay here. So I think Coach is a little bit jealous about that nice Italian car.
Did you tease him about that?
Yeah, all day, all day long.